Hi everyone, once again welcome to my channel, Saga Prison Stories. These are stories from a woman's diary in prison, and today we are going to talk to you about church services in the prison. My name's once again are Judith Grace Akinyi, aka Saga. If you've not subscribed to our channel, please do, because you'll miss a lot. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and tell us what you'd like to hear about, because these stories will not end. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Arobi Lusanji Mukonjero, and today we are talking about church in prison. Vile tulikuwa gerezani, tulikuwa tunaenda church every Sunday, tunaamuka, tunaoga, tunaenda tunakunywa uji, then wote tunaenda mess. Although it was challenging kwa sababu that place those days ilikuwa ni simiti kabisa. So sometimes kuna mahali tulikuwa tunapenda kukaa na Saga kwa ukuta. Sometimes you could go, unapata mvua imenyesha ndani. But I don't know, ni Mungu tu. Na tulikuwa tunakalia hapo mahali tunapanguza tu na tunakaa chini. And tulikuwa tunapenda maombi sana, kwa sababu maombi ilikuwa inafanya watu at least unaona kwamba Mungu bado anakupenda. Although kila mtu wote amekuacha, but Mungu bado hajakuacha. Na tulikuwa tunaimba hapo praise and worship. My friend Saga ndio alikuwa anatulead. Tunaimba, churches walikuwa wanakuja tofauti. And those churches wenye walikuwa wanakuja jela, kwanza after kufunguliwa milango gerezani, ilikuwa inatufurahisha sana most of the time, because some of us maybe walikuwa tunakuja kuvisitiwa once in a year, because our people walikuwa mbali, although others were in Nairobi lakini hawakuwa wanakuja. So those visitors wakikuja, tulikuwa tunaona ni kama Mungu ameshuka. Mutaletewa juice, mutaletewa maziwa. Maziwa ilikuwa kama ni gold, because hiyo ni kitu umekaa prison hujaiona. So ulikuwa unaletewa maziwa, mkate. Imagine mtu ningekula mkate full na maliza. Where by ningekuwa raia singekula. Hata saa hii ukinipatia bread siwezi maliza mkate full. So ulikuwa unaona hiyo ni maajabu. Umekunywa maziwa, umeletewa juice, umeletewa biscuits, umeletewa kila kitu. Even some of them walikuwa wanatuletea mpaka fruits. Let me tell you that mtu mwenye hajaienda jela, ukiwa jela upelekee mtu kitu, hata hiyo mkate tu peke yake, huyo mtu anakuombea. That day our visitors wameenda, we could pray because of those visitors. Tulikuwa tunaona like Mungu amefungua njia, ametuletea visitors. Tukienda saa hiyo cell sasa penye tulikuwa tunalala, tunaongea, huyu alikuwa anaomba vizuri. Some of them they were even crying, and some of them walikuwa naogopa tutawaibia. Mtu anabeba kibeti anaweka hapa kabisa, anaona these people are the old thieves, watatuibia. And some of them they used to look at us, they were just crying. Mpaka unashindwa huyu sasa analia nini na yako raia, na sisi tukilia atasema nini? So we thank God for those churches or any visitor mwenye anaenda kusalamia prisoners, because ukienda mahali hapo unaona ni kama kifo. Hiyo ni kifo umeenda. Lakini tunashukuru Mungu, tunasema ni asante for prison to open milango kwa watu kuja kuwatembelea. Na church in prison ni kitu ya maana sana, na wengine walikuwa waendi kwa sababu some of them hata tulikuwa tunaomba wanatuuliza, sasa mnaomba nini? Already Mungu anawachukia. That's why you are here. But mnaomba nini? Wengine walikuwa wanakaa tu kwa cells, ama wanapewa kazi ya kwenda huko nje, kwa sababu lazima, hata kama ni Sunday, kuna wale watu wanaenda kutupa takataka, wanaenda kuchuna mboga zenye tutakula the following day. Most of them tulikuwa tunapenda church. Lakini wengine hata mkiomba, wao wako ndani wanacheza cards, wanaongea the stories vile walikuwa wanafanya raia. But we thank God. Ile kitu nataka tu kuambia, please, hata mkienda kwa visit hapo ndani hawawezi kuwaibia, kwa sababu already wako ndani. Just be friends with them, you can share. But although kulingana na sheria ya prison hatukuwa supposed kukaa pamoja na visitor. Walikuwa naona sijui watatupatia namba, lakini naye prisoner ni nani? Hata wengine walikuwa wanatupea tu numbers and others were there and they don't know. Na tunashukuru Mungu kwa sababu tulitoka huko hatukukufa. Hata wenye wako ndani nataka kuwapea moyo, siku moja they will just come out the way we did.
Prison service was conducted on cold, we used to sit on cold concrete floors. Sometimes it had rained the previous day, so the floor is still wet, but we used to sit down. And we thank God that nobody ever got sick. Those days, hakukuwa na viti, there were no seats. The only people who could sit were the visitors themselves who had come to conduct church services. But there's something that was so interesting about one Catholic father who used to come to conduct mass in prison. A lot of ladies who never even would go to church on that day, everybody would be at the mess. People would be running up and down, and some would be whistling like boys to alert the others in the other cell that Father so-and-so has come. He was tall, dark, and very handsome. So I wonder if these ladies used to listen to what he was saying, or they just were amazed by his how God created him. And after Mass, that would be the discussion in the wards. Yeah, leo father alivaa nini, leo alikuwa aje, leo ilikuwa aje, and they would discuss all kind of wild things. It would make days go by. When visitors check in, others would look so scared, like they have been pre-briefed before that these are dangerous people, you should not near them. Others, as she said, would just cry. Others would wish they would do something to set you free, but the prayers were so helpful. They would go quite a long way. That evening, we would spend the whole night or half of the night just praying for them, and especially those who would bring goodies with them. Things like bread, milk, juice, kaleka juice, ka bottle, kadogo. And of course they would come in different flavors. Then there was Colgate, toilet paper, toothbrush, I think Vaseline was allowed, and soap, bar soap, soaps like those perfumed ones were not allowed in at all. So that was quite important for us then, because there are some people who never had anyone to visit them at all, or the families had forgotten about them long time ago, or they'd been there for so long, and family members had come for visits until they got tired. Maybe some were transferred from other prisons, maybe Kisumu, Eldoret, Nyeri, Meru. They've come all the way to the prison in Nairobi, and their people can no longer come from so far to come to visit them because of lack of fare or things like that. There is another part of the prison that when prayers were being conducted, the people who would come would go to their side of the prison, because they were not allowed to mix with ordinary prisoners. These are capital offenders or condemned prisoners. Something that amazed me, their beauty was so perplexing. These girls in condemned were so pretty. The condemned prisoners were very, very beautiful. Another funny thing is that their treatment in prison was different of food, and this also happened when visitors happened to come, and whatever goodies they had come with was not enough for everyone. They would be given priority. They would get theirs first, and any leftover would then go to the rest of the other prisoners. Funny enough, when these people were passing, maybe from their cells, it's one compound, they would be passing from their cell, maybe one has been called to the office, or they are going to Kenyatta Hospital, or they are going to court. if you happened to be walking by as an ordinary prisoner, the wardresses would rush you to lie down. You just find yourself on the floor, on the ground, with your head covered so that you don't see the condemned prisoner. Why this used to happen till today, I've never understood. Because when we are going to court, when going to hospital, for instance, we'd use the same van, and this same person whom you are lying down so that you don't see would be seated next to you. There's one lady that interested me a lot. Very young, pretty girl. And she used to give me stories of how they used to rob with guns. And by just looking at her, you don't believe that she would carry a gun. They used to use her, the men who were going to break into houses and banks, to carry the guns. And one day, as we were just talking, I asked her, my friend, if one day we are released from this place and we meet outside, what do you think would happen if maybe you saw some people trying to take my car away from me, and you know them and you know me? And she told me, my friend, when you see me anywhere like that, don't even say hello. Because the minute that the other gang knows that you know me, they'll finish you. So if you see, just ignore, assume you don't know me, and I'm the one who will alert them that that is a person that I know. But with time, these people, these same people, we used to pray so much, and a lot would swear that they would never, ever go back to the life that they had before. And when you look at it deeply, you find that there were so many underlying reasons as to why one would find themselves into committing something like this. If well looked into, or if probably some counseling of some kind was done there before, one would never have found themselves in such a place. Of course, there are those who are hardcore criminals who probably just enjoyed hurting people or doing crime or things like that.
Unakumbuka wakati tulikuwa tunaenda, maybe you are going to the hospital, lakini lazima wa drop watu Kibera kotini. We used to have a church there, na kulikuwa na watoto wadogo wa baby. So tukipita na hiyo Mariamu wanaimba gari ya mama wa hizi gari. Can you remember that story?
Yes, I do.
So I used to feel so bad. Nilikuwa nauliza watoto sure, how do they know hiyo imebeba wa mama wa hizi na hii imebeba wa baba wa hizi? So I used to pray, nasema Mungu wangu, si hata hiyo shule tu ufunge, kwa sababu watoto wakisema hivyo wengine, surely I'm telling you the truth, mtu mwenye wote mwenye ako gerezani sio wote alifanya makosa. Wengine maybe because of their boyfriends. Mimi kuna watoto nilijua naweza waita watoto because they are like my daughter's age. Anatongoza mwanaume ni mwizi, yako na bunduki kwa nyumba, lakini yeye ajui. Mwanaume akiona polisi anatoroka, huyo msichana ndio anashikwa. Sasa mtu kama huyo, watoto wakimuimbia gari ya mama wa hizi, mpaka anasikia vibaya sana. Vile ulikuwa unaenda pale prison, hiyo nataka tu kurudia, ndio mtu ukiwa uko raia usikie. Na kama wewe ni wewe madam, usikie. Sometimes madam angekuchukia tu for good. Like me, I used to have another one. Akiwa duty, nikienda jikoni ananifukuza. Ati sitachukua maji ya kuoga warm. Na nilikuwa nimeandikiwa it was my right, lazima nioge maji moto. Lakini na mimi nilikuwa namwambia my friend, hii jikoni utabeba uende nayo kwako. You are just here for some hours, na nitaingia tu tena nichamshe maji. So please, madams, I beg you, hata wenye mko nao hapo ndani, wacha kuchukua frustration ya kwako nyumbani uletea hao mama, kwa sababu hata wako hapo ndani wako na frustration zile mbaya sana. Na nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu saa hii haiko vile tulikuwa na saga. Our days na saga ilikuwa mbaya sana. Nilishangaa, nilienda huko nikapata condemn wako kwa rooms, wale tulikuwa tunajificha wanalala na wengine wanashare, wako na vitanda. So tunashukuru Mungu.
Nataka tu kuongezea something about hatred towards maybe madam na mfungwa tu madam. Wafungwa wengine pia walikuwa, they used just to hate some madams for no reason. And the same thing, madams also used to probably just hate mfungwa for no reason. Those days when we were there, one thing that struck me was the fact that most of them could not speak English. And let no one take offense, majority of the wardresses were from one side of the country. Someone like me who went in and I had a good job, I was probably speaking good English, was given a name. Uyo muzungu, uyo mudogo, oria mudogo, oria mwarimu, mwarimu wanako. I would get all sorts of insults. With that big English, why is she here? You know, it was so frustrating. And I thank God for the open door policy that changed all this round. These days, all the wardresses have gone to school. They came in, that young group that could speak good English. The dressing would be different. Of course, the uniform is the same, but the hairstyles, they would put makeup. So there came in a lot of difference. Those days, I've never understood why they were employed when they could not even read or write their names. So their mentality was absurd, so different, no understanding at all. And no wonder probably all that beating that most prisoners used to encounter. So I hope my friend Robbie, I'll remember that song.
Yeah, let us try.
Maybe I'll forget a few stanzas,
it's okay,
but it's okay.
Mwokozi wangu ni Ebeneza, ninamaanisha hapa nimefika, sio kwa nguvu wala uwezo wangu, lakini Yesu ni Ebeneza. Kama milima mimi nimepanda, miteremko nikateremka, na shida nyingi nikavumilia, sababu Yesu ni Ebeneza. Kama ni nguvu zangu mimi, singefika hapa nimefika, lakini Yesu ni Ebeneza, ndipo nasema ameniwezesha. Ndugu na dada ninawahimiza, shida zikija msiwe na hofu, mwiteni Yesu Mwokozi wenyu, naye atakuzidi kuwainua. Kama milima mimi nimepanda, miteremko nikateremka, na shida nyingi nikavumilia, sababu Yesu